everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today we will start off with the question we ended with last class, and we're going to learn about the break statement. So with the break statement, we can stop a loop before it has been looped through all the items. So an example, so this is the question we had last class, and the output of this code is going to be apple and banana because the break is after so that means it's gonna break after it prints those two, because I think they're only gonna break the cherry because we already printed the banana. Then there's the next one, which is the same thing, but the break is before the print. So the output of this one's code is going to be just apple because it breaks the banana area before the print. We move down to the continue statement. With the continue statement, we can stop the current iteration of the loop and continue with the next. Example, do not print banana. The range function, loop through the set of code a specified number of times. We can use the range function. The range function returns a sequence of numbers starting from 0 by default, and increment by 1 by default, and ends at the specified number. Use the range function. For x in range 6, print x. It's going to print till 6. So it doesn't necessarily print 6 because 6 is going to be the max and it's going to print until 5. Now we're going to learn about the pass statement. So as we learned, as we saw during the for loop section, we have not seen any for loops that have no content or anything in them. But I believe we learned that for loops cannot be empty. But if somehow you have a for loop with no content, you can use a pass statement to avoid getting an error. So the output of this code is going to be nothing because here in the comment it says having an empty for loop like this would raise an error without the pass statement. So here's an example without the pass statement. It's going to give us an error right now, but if we add the pass statement, it's now going to give us an error. Now let's move on to Python functions. So a function is a block of code which only runs when it's called. You can pass data known as parameter into a function. A function can return data as a result. Creating a function. In Python, functions are defined using the def keyword. Calling a function. To call a function, use the function name followed by the parentheses. Def my function, print hello world, hello from a function, my function. Now, arguments. Information can be passed into a function as arguments. Arguments are specified after a function name. Inside the parentheses, you may add as many arguments as you want. Just separate them with a comma. The following example has a function with one argument. To fname. When the function is called, we pass along the first name, which is inside the function, to print full name. Diff my function. Print fname plus references my function ml, Tobus, and Linus. So it's going to print ml, refness, Tobus, refness, and Linus ref. Parameters or arguments. The term parameter and argument can be used for the same thing. Information passed onto a function. The function's perspective. A parameter is a variable listed inside the parentheses called, in the function definition. An argument is the value that has been sent to the function when it was called, or it is called. Number of arguments. By default, a function must be called the correct number of arguments. That means If your function expects 2 arguments, to have to call the function with 2 arguments, not more, not less. Function expects 2 arguments and gets 2 arguments. If you try to call a function with one or 3 arguments, you will get an error. Now, arbitrary arguments or ARGs. If you do not know how many arguments that are passed into your function, add a star, you might call, if you want to call it, or an asterisk before the parameter name in the function definition. This way, the function will receive a tuple of arguments and can access them accordingly. Example: if the number of argument is unknown, add a asterisk or star before the parameter name. Def my function asterisk kids. Print the youngest child is kid 2 because it is ordered and it has an index with starting as 0 in Python. So the youngest child is kid 2. Python. My function ml Tobis Linus. So the youngest child is Linus. Arbitrary arguments are often shortened as *arg in Python documentations. Keyword argument. You can also send an argument with the key equal value syntax. This way, the order of arguments does not matter. An example: def my function child 3, child 2, child 1. The youngest child is child 3. My function child 1 is ml, child 2 is Tobis, child 3 is Linus. Now the phrase keyword arguments are often shortened as quargs in Python documentation. Arbitrary keyword arguments. 2 asterisks, double asterisks, quargs, or double star quargs. If you do not know how many keyword arguments that are passed onto your function, you add 2 asterisks or 2 stars before the parameter name in the function definition. This way, the function will receive a dictionary of arguments and can access them accordingly. An example. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. And the homework for today is going to be, what is the output of this code? The arbitrary keyword arguments or the 2 asterisk quargs. Example. Also, if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and hit the notification bell so you can know when I post a new video. That's it for today. Bye-bye.